Today on Get a Report podcast, we doing something different. Yeah, it's cool to interview all these people and stuff like that, but what's better than interview the people closest to you? So today I'm interviewing my sons, two of my sons, Kahmari and Cam, and usually on Father's Day we're looking forward to a gift. Well, maybe some tools or a card, something like that. Nothing major. You know how it goes on Father's Day. It ain't Mother's Day. So, but today my sons are gonna participate in giving me a gift. You know what I'm saying? That's my gift, interviewing them, and this is my gift to y'all. Happy Father's Day.
I'm caught up in this fast life. Every morning that I pray, gotta make it out some way. Put a smile back on my mama face. Yeah, I'm caught up in this fast life. Every morning that I pray, gotta make it out some way. Put a smile back on my mama face. Yeah.
He says a regular day, regular degular. Um. Okay, so this episode, we just did one earlier with my son Cam. Now we doing one with my oldest son Kahmari. Basically we're doing like showing a father son dynamic, and we're gonna talk about the relationship between father and son. Let me turn this down. I feel like it's maybe a little too loud, and because like I said earlier on the other episode, maybe I don't know if you guys watched, but it's our parents wasn't the best communicators, with their kids, and sometimes I feel like they was a little rough, a little harsh, shut the fuck up, stay in the child's place, get in the room, whatever. They wasn't the best communicators, so even though I don't really communicate like that with mine, but I am a little harsh, rough, or whatever. But I'm trying to, maybe we can communicate better with our kids and show people, you can communicate better. So like I said, this is my oldest son, Kahmari. Introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, so it's Kahmari, man. It's my dad, his oldest. And we've been on this long journey, experiencing new things, discipline, everything. And it's been a long journey. And I appreciate for him for having me and showing me the ropes on certain things in life. So thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I want to say, out of all my kids so far, he gave me the least amount of problems, and he's the oldest. I'm super proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Tell them what you do. We're gonna start there first, then we'll go backwards. Tell them what you do currently, right now.
All right, so currently, I started my own business, mobile detailing, and I started about 3 months ago, and yeah, it's been flourishing so far. But I'm still learning and growing, and always trying to, you know, improve and just learn more things about the business and the business aspect, because I'm coming from the ground up with this. I have no experience with this. I ain't go to college for business. I ain't do none of that. So this is just off of me going on YouTube, researching, learning the game, and watching other people who've already done it before. So it gave me an idea on certain things that I didn't know. But yeah, that's what I do right now, mobile detailing. And if you guys don't know what mobile detailing is, it's basically I arrive at the customer's house and provide them with different packages on how to clean their car. So it could be interior, exterior wash. Some people just want the interior done. But I provide different packages that my customers can look at and choose what they want done on their vehicle. So that's about it.
Okay, so quick question. What's the name of your
Memorable mobile detailing.
Okay.
Memorable mobile detailing.
Yeah, if y'all need a detail, make sure y'all hit them up and look them up on Instagram and all that. Check out the reviews, great reviews. All right, so how was your childhood? Relax, don't be all nervous, you know what I'm saying? Because your brother did this and he was cool, but you know what I'm saying, he's younger, so he don't really know the dynamics of what's going on. But this is nothing. We're just here having a conversation. It just happened to be recorded. You know what I'm saying? He's a little shy. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was younger, I was kind of like the same. You know what I'm saying? Very shy, and I'm still kind of like that to myself and stuff like that. But I opened up more over the years. So even me talking on this mic and stuff like that, I might not. I'm getting more comfortable as it goes along, but that ain't really my thing. Talking in front of a whole bunch of people I don't know, I might stay quiet in the room and just analyze. I'm very observant, so I feel like he got that somewhat to himself thing too, and he's kind of shy as well. But relax. So, how was your childhood growing up?
I would say my childhood growing up was pretty. It was pretty interesting. I could say that. I had went to school in the MECO program, so the MECO program brings kids from the inner city to the outer city skirts for better education. So I've been there since first grade in the suburbs. So it feels like I got the best of both worlds. I was able to see how the suburb life was versus the inner city life, and that gave a good perspective on what life can be one way and what life can be the other way. So I've been in Sudbury, Massachusetts, went to Lincoln Sudbury High School, um, and and yeah. Other than that, though, I would say like growing up in the inner city, I played ball all my life. My dad got me into ball very early, always taking me to my games, always been there to every game.
Every
Never
game.
never missed a game. I could say that about him, and he's always been supportive of my journey on the basketball tip. And and yeah, other than that, my journey's just been like any other regular kid that grows up in the city. You see certain things, and also you gotta learn certain things. Like there's stuff I didn't know about being living in the hood, but you gotta go through that. There's certain things that you gotta go through that's gonna shape you for your journey down the road. So, anyways, yeah, just any regular kid, could tell the same story, but
But your home life, how was your home life?
home life, I would say it was pretty strict coming from my dad. He was definitely, very strict on school. That's what I remember. For the most part, he was very strict on school, getting a good education, not being a class clown. I remember a couple times I would get in trouble in school and like they would email home, and I'll kid you not, it would be like 5 minutes later I'll get a text from him like, yo, what's this? Like, like what's going on? And I'm like, dang, like he's on it. But I feel like that was good for me because I always knew that I had to stay on the right path and like, make him proud because that's all he wanted. So, yeah.
Yeah, you made me proud. So, I'm, cause at first I'm nervous. I'm like, man, I don't know, is he gonna finish or what? But he finished high school, ended up going to college, which I was surprised, cause I gave him ultimatum. I said, if you don't pick the school, I'm gonna pick the school. Which I wasn't gonna pick the school he picked because I know he wants to be close to home, want to be next to his mom and stuff like that, and he ended up picking St. John. I was surprised, and I was New York, St. John. I was super happy. I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, let's go, St. John. And he made the decision. He picked it. I was surprised. And but let me ask you, what made you pick that?
Um, well, the main reason why I picked St. John's was because I did a little research on the diversity,
Yeah,
and like I said before, I've been in the suburbs from 1 through 12, so I needed a new scenery. So
yeah.
I seen St. John's was high in like rankings of like one of the most diverse schools. So I wanted to be around like more than just the
But you could have got that staying at home, being in your home.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Also, too, is
Yeah.
like I didn't want to be around here. I needed a new scenery.
Okay.
I'm already used to out here. I know how to move around here. I wanted to go out there on my own and experience something that I didn't experience before.
Help you become a man.
Yeah.
And I was big on that too.
Mhm.
So shout out to St. John. How do you think as a parent? How do you think I was as a parent?
Um, I feel like I mean, there's no rule book on how to be a parent.
Okay.
So, like, everyone has, you know, their differences. Everyone's still learning how to be a parent. But I could say about you, man. I feel like you a great dad, man. Cause like you definitely kept me on the right path. Like I knew if I was to be in the streets, my dad would be on me. I knew if I didn't get good grades, my dad would be on me. It's always my dad, my dad. So I always knew like there's somebody watching me, and then that wants the best for me, and this is what I gotta do. So I feel like you was definitely a great parent. You know, you was definitely very strict too, though, on certain things. But
I was cool, but I was strict. Like I'm cool if you got everything. If you do what you're supposed to do, we don't got no problem. I always told them that. If you do what you're supposed to do in school, we don't got no problem. I'll get you anything you want. But I'm not gonna be getting you stuff and you acting up in school. I said you sneakers, your clothes, whatever. You don't have to worry about none of that as long as the schoolwork is good, you know. And that's what I did. But when I remember one time he was acting up in school, I took his phone. I took his iPhone, gave him a Metro.
mm-hmm.
That set him straight for a little bit.
Yeah.
He was like, I know he didn't want to text nobody off that Metro.
I didn't wanna pull that out nowhere.
Yeah, but so I definitely I will say I was a little strict, but I was cool at the same time. Like I played, I talked to my son. I played video games with my son. We went places together. I was at all his games. Like I was living through him. Like I was enjoying going to them games. Like even like if I went out of town and he was playing AAU and I might not be able to go or whatever, I had to make sure he got there. Like I had to organize rides and stuff like that. So it was like I'm out of town, making sure his game's at this time. You got to bring him here, making sure everything's go. That the weekends, I lost my weekends for years when you was doing that AAU. So that's why sometimes he wanted to quit. I'm like, quit. We don't start something and quit. We gotta finish it. We gotta follow through. You know what I'm saying? So I was always didn't want him to quit. There was one thing he did in life. I missed it though. He played football.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see it so bad. I went on a little vacation, so he started football, and I was surprised, but he started football, and I missed it. He wanted to quit, and I was like, "Nah, you can't quit." They're like, "Oh, he wants to quit." I'm like, "Yo, Kahmari, you can't quit. Once you start, you got to finish it. Maybe not. You don't play it next year. The next week, what happened?"
I ended up scoring a touchdown.
Okay.
QB sneak.
Yeah, he was like, he don't like to get tackled, and I'm like, yo, you just got to run faster. You got maybe stiff arm or something, So he scored a touchdown. He was super happy to tell me he scored a touchdown, and I was so happy and proud of him. So like I said, I went on vacation. I didn't tell Kahmari this was happening and stuff like that. And I think you found out by coming to visit me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that you feel? Because I know when he came to visit me, he was crying. When he saw me, he started crying. Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, I remember it like briefly, like on the ride there with my mom. I didn't really know like where I was going, so, and I didn't know like where you were staying at, so it was all like a blur. But when I got there, it was very emotional because you told me what it was. So like I never like you said it was a vacation. I thought that's what it really was, but it was just very emotional seeing you there, and yeah, that's about it.
So before you actually saw me, you was wondering like where I was at.
Yeah, because like Mom Dukes did a great job on like hiding it. So I didn't know like you said, I thinking it's just a vacation. You always went out of town though, here and there to do certain things. So I really thought like it was a vacation. You would come back like soon. So but yeah, she did a great job hiding it and all that. So it was just very like shocking to see it was where it was at.
Yeah. So Um, when you went to high school, well, not even high school, middle school, you played ball in middle school,
Mhm.
and then you went on to play ball in high school, and I used to love them games, man. I used to love them games. Um, I did not want to miss them games. I remember his first year, you didn't make you made freshman. You didn't make JV or varsity. You made freshman or whatever. You played for freshman. You balled up
Mhm.
too. You balled up. You was like the guy on the team. Then you made the next year you made varsity. I was like, okay, sophomore, you did your thing or whatever. So do you miss playing ball? Even though me and my man's gonna play him and TJ, we're gonna beat y'all. Me and Court's gonna play y'all.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
make sure y'all post that clip too. Yeah, whatever. But
Yeah. But go ahead.
yeah, I definitely do miss playing ball because like I said, that was the first thing I wanted to do. And
But you was lazy. Go ahead.
yeah, I was as a kid, I ain't gonna lie, I definitely had the laziness in my game, but
Not even just the game.
yeah.
Outside the game, he was lazy. He didn't want to go practice. He was like, "Hey, I practice."
Yeah.
But even though the AI thing was different, he didn't mean it in that way. But go ahead.
Yeah, but it just like I would say like I wasn't the best player, but like it didn't take too much for me to like get comfortable on the court. Like I felt like if I would have put in more work, then I would have been definitely the sky's the limit. But I just thought like I was that dude without even having to practice or whatever. So, I was just coming off straight like talent that I just had. I put in work for sure, but it's just all that I was gifted to be honest. So
Yeah, and I used to tell you that, right? I
yeah.
said, Kamari, if people are the same level as you and they're working hard and you're not working hard, they're gonna pass you. Yes, you can shoot. You got natural talent. You got a natural shot, but you got to get in the gym and work on your game, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, everybody's working. You got to work. So, so as a kid, that's what you wanted to do?
Yeah, like that was my first love. That's all I really knew was basketball. I mean,
Yeah.
I watched it. Um, like I played it. I had AAU games all the time. Like my schedule was just basketball.
Yeah.
So that's definitely what I wanted to do at first. Until my journey took me somewhere else. But
Okay. Yeah. He was into the girls and smoking weed, and I was like, weed. I was hot. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, weed. Yeah. So, do you have any questions for me you might want to ask me?
yeah, I got a question for you.
Okay, go ahead. Shoot.
So being a parent at the age of, I believe it was 20, 21,
21. I was
20,
about to be 22 that year.
21. So
Okay.
being that young,
Don't get any thoughts. Because he's 22. Listen, fam, don't.
yeah.
What you got something to tell me?
Nah, I'm straight. I
Oh,
know what I'm
okay,
doing.
okay. Go ahead, go ahead.
But yeah,
I'm too young to be a granddad. Go ahead.
but yeah, being a young parent, like how was that? Like, what was the transition? Cause you still a kid yourself. Like at 22, I still feel like there's a lot I gotta learn, and to have a kid right now is kind of crazy. So, like, for you and your perspective, how was it having me at a young age?
Okay, so I will say this, right? When you're young, I wasn't really thinking on the dynamics changing as far as my life. I know my mom had told me, she said, all them Jordans you buy, you ain't gonna be able to buy them no more. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'll just buy them for me and my son,
Yeah,
which I did, right?
yeah, for sure.
You had so many Jordans, people thought they was fake, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely
but
had like
but it ain't about the material things. It's about what's on the inside, not the outside. So, yeah. So when I was young, I wasn't really thinking. I was just living life. But I just knew, I had to be there for you. I just knew I had to be the dad I'm supposed to be, like the dad that maybe like all kids deserve. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I may maybe not the best dad, but you know what I'm saying? I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be there. I'm going to show up. I'm going to be present, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to may not get you everything you want, but I'm going to get you everything you need. You know what I'm saying? And I'm be there, spend my time and stuff like that. So as a young, it was rough too. But I will say this too also, like when I had you, I changed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was still young, so I didn't fully like do a 180. You know what I'm saying? So it it still took time. You know what I'm saying? For me to change. But I know at one point this kind of sucked though. I'm gonna tell you this, right? This kind of sucked. I didn't feel comfortable. All right, so there was a time like there was a time I didn't really feel comfortable with riding in the car, having him ride in my car. And I was like, yo, that shit suck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not feeling comfortable with my son riding in the car with me. You know what I'm saying? I used to have my mom drop him off or whatever the case may be, and then I'm like, man, things got to change. You know? Yeah, that was a whack thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, Let me ask you this: being the only child, on your mom's side or whatever, and me still, giving you other siblings, as far as like, Kim, then Kai, then Kahmari, like, how do you feel?
Um, so being an only child, it kind of you kind of get spoiled a little bit. Like,
Mm.
you know, I was so used to just being the only child that I thought it was gonna be like that forever.
Yeah.
And so I ain't even picture having like a brother or a sister or anything, because it was just so long. It was just me, my mom, and then my dad. So I just got used to that. But being an only child, it's just like it's just like you get being the first from your dad and your mom, you get the most love. So I felt like at that time, like, you know I had the most attention
Mm-hmm.
from both parents.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have like um another sibling come into the situation, that I wouldn't say it changes completely, but it's definitely a little different, because now you got them. So like their main priority is the little ones now. So you could, at first it could be a little frustrating, because you don't get as much attention no more. You don't everything's for the little one now. So it was definitely take some time to adjust to. But I'm happy I got siblings now.
Yeah.
It's a learning
Yeah,
experience.
yeah, so I feel like all kids go through that. They when they get a sibling, they feel like, oh, the attention's not gonna be on me no more. And
Hmm.
it's like, yo, you got the same attention when you was a child. I gotta give that to the next one, then the next one. But I'm also gonna still be there with you because I brought Cam to all your games.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Definitely did.
saying? I had to drag Cam along with me to the games, even though I didn't want to because Cam wasn't sitting still. But just thinking about it, like Cam, he sits still way more than Kai does. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah. So, I enjoyed that too, but I understand those dynamics, like far as like, cause I feel like you might have said something before or something, or felt a certain way, and I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah.
no, you my firstborn. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love you to death still. Regardless of who's around or how many more kids I have and stuff like that. And but I feel like your brother Cam he goes through that with Kai. Like sometimes he's super mean
Hmm.
to Kai. And he's like, oh, we treat him like a king. I'm like, he's younger than you. You're his older brother, and
Yeah.
you're being mean to him. you have to stop this. I'm like, you was doing the same stuff he's doing, you was doing to Kahmari. He wasn't mean to you. Why you being mean to Kai? I said this on this.
Yeah.
So I told him hopefully he gets better and stuff like that. But what what do you see your future like?
As of right now, I see my future. When I'm just, I still wanna, I still wanna learn, like becoming a man, like
Becoming a man,
and
becoming an asset, not a liability. Remember, I told
yeah,
you, no woman wants a liability. They want somebody that can do stuff on their own as well. They don't want to be their mom. Go ahead.
hmm So yeah, just growing up, becoming a man. You know,
You know how to cook
I know how to cook the things I need to.
eggs. You know how to boil eggs. That's it.
Hey, I know how to scramble some eggs up, throw some bacon on there. You know, the regular.
Wait. What kind of bacon?
Yeah, the pork bacon.
Oh man, what's going on? See, his mom let him eat pork. Me, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. You are what you eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But but yeah, just growing up, man. I feel like I still got a lot to learn, and like I said, I just started this new business, so that now that's into place. So I just want to take that to the next level because that's what I really enjoy doing. Like most of my day consists of work, like and posting, making videos, content,
And promoting.
trying to get my joint out there.
And you know how to do websites, right?
Yeah, I know how to make my own
If you need a
website.
website,
Uh,
my son got you. You
For
gotta
sure.
pay, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of dollars. Also, so you got any more questions? Like even like far as like I so I don't know if I told you this, but I end up telling this to Cam, and I don't think he fully understands. So I talked about my dad on this. So my dad was around to I was probably like 4, something like that, and maybe 4 and some change or something like that. But yeah, maybe 4. So he was schizophrenic, had multiple personalities. I think he was on medication, all type of stuff. But you know, my mom didn't want him around us and stuff like that. So I knew. I think that probably helped. Like I said, helped in me and parents and him not being around. Is like, yo, you know, I gotta be something he ain't. You know what I'm saying? Something he wasn't. You know, I gotta be. But do you have questions about like my dad and stuff like that, or you got any other questions you want to ask me, like my perspective on?
So, I have a question. So, like, I know you said he might have been on some medication or stuff like that. So, he wasn't around for a while. So, did you have any like resentment towards him,
No,
or like any
never.
did like did he try to be around? Huh? Like when he could.
He tried to be around then, but he was insane. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He used to break the windows and stuff like that. And I remember one day, I was crying for him. He was outside. They wouldn't let me. You know, cause I was like super attached to my dad. Like, as far as I can remember, like he wouldn't let my mom hit us. You know what I'm saying? He was like, nah. It was like a no go. You know what I mean? And I remember I used to love Fig Newtons, and we walked to the store get Fig Newtons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But so he wasn't like I didn't have no resentment towards him because I didn't know where he was at. Like after a while, I didn't know, and then I seen him later on. Like I might have been in middle school or something like that. But he was like a couch potato at that point. He must have been on his meds and stuff. He just talking, but I didn't even feel at that point in life. I'll be honest with you, I didn't feel comfortable being around him because I'm like, yo, he got multiple personalities. I don't know how he's gonna act, and you know, as a child, you shouldn't even be feeling like this. Because one day, my mom didn't let us be around my dad's side of the family for a while because of this. So they had like a ton for 4th of July, and I went, and my mom was like, they was like, I guess they'd take, my mom's other son. So he came with me, and he's younger than me, so he came with me, and my dad was there, and I just didn't trust him. So I'm like, I'm in my mind, I'm thinking he might try to do something to, my mom's son because he ain't his child. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm thinking I'm gonna pick up this fork or knife and stab him if he tries something. You know what I'm saying? I'm too young to be even thinking like this. I'm being protective, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like I just didn't trust him. So I wouldn't, even if he was around now, I wouldn't trust him to be around my kids. So it's like it's kind of a messed up thing to say. I would be like, nah. But he was declared dead. He went missing. Did I tell you this? I think I told you this.
Briefly, probably.
He was declared dead. He went to go cash a check. He left his sister's house. He went to go cash a check. He never came back. And he's been gone for so long, we had to declare him dead. And that was how that happened, And so yeah, like I feel like, even with you, I got better at parenting as time went on, like even as with you. Like, yeah, I'm present and stuff like that, but no, I might have been like young when you was I was young when I had you, so I would still be cussing around you and stuff like that, and still whatever listening to whatever music, and maybe that's why you're the most mellow out of all of them. You know what I'm saying? But I don't do none of that around the rest of my kids, and these dudes are terrorists. Like, you know what I'm saying? So maybe I need to swear and cuss around them because maybe they behave a little better. But so that maybe those are the difference in those dynamics as far as like parenting and stuff like that. But let me see what else.
I have another question too.
Okay. Shoot the questions, man. Cause we ain't gonna be talking too long about these questions. Go ahead.
Nah, so I know you're on this new podcast journey, so I just wanted to ask, like, what inspired you to like get in the game and get on camera and produce this type of content,
Because so I will say this, right? Me, I don't never jump head first into something. Like I like to do my research, even when I'm thinking about something or plotting about doing something. I like to sit with it and do research. So I used to watch while I was watching podcasts. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, well, it wasn't as many as it is now, but I was watching like. I would say that I was watching like Queen's Flip and stuff like that. That was like the main podcast I was watching. I was like, man, I love his podcast. So I was watching that, and then Ro was like, yo, we should do a podcast, and I'm like, no, I don't want to be on the camera because, like I said, I don't really talk around people and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, I don't want to be on the camera. And then eventually, I end up ordering this equipment in 2020. And still sat with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Still sat with it. And then eventually I was like, come on, bro, let's do the podcast, But because so in life, it's like, it's a race against time. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how much time we have. Yeah. We don't know when it's going to expire. So you got to be all you can be while you can. And this is different for me to get in front of the camera and the mic and talk and stuff like that and open up. So I'm like, let me just do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to go on a new journey, like, and see what happens,
So one more thing. What makes your podcast different from the thousands of podcasts that are out there?
Damn, I'm getting interviewed today, huh? Nah, this is crazy.
I just want to know, man.
Okay, so right now, I feel like we're trying to separate, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not. I would say this, like, I don't want to. There's enough podcasts, enough money out there for everybody, or whatever the case may be. I'm not against any other podcast. I could watch your stuff and watch your stuff, or whatever the case may be. But with mine, I'm just trying to tell our story. Like, I'm from Boston, you know what I'm saying? And I want our story to be told, ultimately. You know what I'm saying? Like, far as there's a lot of people that, might be on the screen or something, and they're not really from Boston, or they're not from the area or something. You know what I'm saying? And they be from 50 minutes away, 45 minutes away, and they say they're from Boston, and really they not. So it's like they're telling our story, like how they grew up, and you didn't. And they always say Boston, and then it's like even when you're out of town, you run into somebody and say, "Where you from?" And they be like Boston. I'm like, where?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then they say some Lexington or something. You're like, what? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't understand that. And then I'll be like, oh, I'm from Boston. Like, well, yeah, Dorchester.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, you really from Boston?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not from the suburb Boston. I'm from the inner city Boston. Like, you know? So I just want to tell our story. And there's a lot of stories to be told. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, like, I want us to get big enough where we're telling our stories, them stories from the inner city kids, you know what I'm saying, that came from maybe the projects or a gang-infested area. They might have did some time, came home, they're doing good, and they bettering themselves, and they're trying to tell the youth to do something better. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to be an inspiration to these kids, like, you could do something else with your life. You ain't got to go and do this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to have fun while I'm doing it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Have fun, make some money, travel, whatever the case may be, and just enjoy life. So what separates me is, right now, it might be minimal separation because I'm just getting known. So, but I want to interview everybody I can. You know what I'm saying? Just sit down with them and kick it. Anybody. I want to interview the people that I like to watch too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, that
Okay.
kind of, and it's not just one genre. It's not just sports. It's not just music. It's just not just acting. It's not just comedy. It's everything. Politics. Everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you coming from all different aspects with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just trying to be in one lane. I'm trying to go in these places and interview different people and stuff like that and bring these stories to light.
Okay.
You got another question? Cause I got a question for you though.
What's up? What's up?
When you gonna pay your own phone bill? Yo, when you 22, you should be paying your own phone bill, right?
I agree with that. I agree with that. But I got other things on I gotta pay the car note, car insurance. I'm now soon to be paying some rent too. So, it ain't like I ain't paying nothing.
Okay, so I gotta pay a car note. I gotta pay car insurance. I gotta pay a mortgage. Yeah. I gotta pay for 3 other kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's all good though. That's the least I can do. I'm messing with him. You know me. I've been paying his phone bill forever. Yeah. I might give it to his mom now. She might have to take hold of that phone, man. You know what phone is this anyways? You probably need to upgrade.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What is this?
It's 11 Pro Max.
Oh, 11. Damn, what's going on, man? I know you finna hit me about an upgrade, huh? You want to, but you ain't want to because you're like, he's paying it, huh?
Hey man, it's whatever. This joint get the job done.
Keep it real though.
What about the upgrade?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I need an upgrade for sure. I was definitely gonna ask about it because I know I got that 2-year plan. Every 2 years I get an upgrade, right?
It's been 2 years, right?
Yeah. So I was gonna ask soon, but we'll leave that for later.
Hey, do you play? You don't play video games no more?
Honestly. I don't, but like if I'm with the guys, like 2K for sure.
But you sold your PS5.
Yeah, I definitely did.
How much you sold it for?
Man.
Keep it real.
I sold it to my cousin. Shout out to my cousin D-Ron.
And so how much you sold it?
I gave it to him for a good price, $400.
400?
Yeah. So
that's family, so it's cool. Yeah. It's all good.
Cuzzo played the game more than me, so I know he would use it.
You gave him the games too?
Nah, I didn't. I only had like 2K on it anyway. Like I didn't have too much games. That's the only game I really played when I was playing.
Call of Duty.
Nah, I didn't even have that.
Okay, so let me ask you this before we get up out of here. What you want to be in life?
To be honest, I just want to be an inspiration to the people that I'm around in Boston. Like, cause like you said, there's a lot of like if you don't know if you're in the inner city, you do know though. There's a lot of gangs going on. Kids always want to, take the drill route. Everyone want to be the toughest gangster. But like for me, I'm trying to show the youth and people like my skin color or whatever that there's a different route. Like I'm taking a whole different route. I don't gotta go to the streets for money. I don't gotta sell nothing to be this dude. I don't gotta be the toughest dude. For what? I could make my money legally. I could show them that there's always options on something else, out there. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do, like a couple months ago. Like I didn't know what to do. I was down bad, like going through it, trying to figure out what's the next step, what's the next route. I left school, didn't have a plan. I just knew school wasn't for me at the moment. So with that being said, like I just want to be an inspiration because, like I said, I'm doing this from the ground up, no experience, nothing. I just studied, learned the game, and that's it. So that's just it. That's what I want to do for the youth. Okay. Even though I'm still young too, but
yeah, you still young too. That's a lot of pressure, but but I will say this, man. I'm proud of you again. You know what I'm saying? Keep pushing, man. And sky's the limit. You could do anything you want to do. And I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? I'll call you all the time, give you advice. And sometimes he don't want to hear my advice until it's too late. And then I'm like, see, I told you. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't I've been around the block a few times, but you know what I'm saying? Like he said, but there's another way for the youth. Like they don't have to go out there and do all these things. And and that's the problem with the city. Like we might be lacking some resources and stuff like that, but it's way better than what it was when I was a child. As far as like there's places and people to help you. So you just gotta surround yourself with better people and motivation. But
you don't gotta be the next K Flock, man. Just like I know it could be an influence, but there's other things out there for you.
Right. So you don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because who wants to be in jail around a whole bunch of dudes? Unless that's what you like. But if you like girls, why you want to be in jail?
For real.
Yo, being the toughest dude that don't make you cool. You know what I'm saying?
The toughest dude usually be the brokest dude too.
Okay, say that again, son. You dropping some jewels, man. You know what I'm saying?
Just a little gem.
All right, well, we about to get out of here, man. I'm gonna say it right now because earlier my son was like, ghetto what? So anyways, Ghetto Report Podcast, we out of here.
Yes,
I'm caught up in this fast life. Every morning night I pray.